Om, Om, Om. Continuing from where we left off, we were just talking about a very important topic, so I wanted to spread a little bit wider and read the conversation. Sayadaw, in part of his conversation, is saying, when you begin to practice, you may worry. If I sit just for 1 or 2 hours, I am aching and stiff. How can I possibly sit for a whole day and night? I think that is quite impossible. Don't you worry like this? Disciple, no sir, I don't. Sayadaw, though you may not worry now, it will come up. But don't worry in this way. The Buddha did not teach suffering. He taught the way leading to happiness. You may not believe this because you think your own thoughts. You may not believe this because you think your own thoughts. But you have to work with full effort and without wavering. With full effort and without wavering. Now, when you meditate with full effort, the virya iddipada factor will arise. We talked about this energy and strength that will evoke. When you continuously put your effort, it will be like a cyclic energy will arise. You will understand this. But when you sit, all of you feel some discomfort, don't you? Disciple, yes sir, we do. Sayadaw, even if you are aching and stiff, there is a place where there is no pain. There is sleepiness, and there is also a place where there is no sleepiness. What do you do when you are drowsy? Disciple, I go to sleep, sir. Sayadaw, do you ever get enough sleep? Yes, sir, I do. Sayadaw, but you sleep every day, and now you want to sleep again? So you haven't actually had enough yet. If you sleep every day, you will never get enough sleep. So when you feel sleepy, make an effort to reach the place where there is no sleepiness. And then you will need no more sleep. And then you will need no more sleep. Get up and walk up and down. Get up and walk up and down. Keep your attention at the spot where the air touches when you breathe in and out. If you keep it fixed on this spot with full effort, at some time you will find the place of no sleep. There is no I won't find it. There is only I haven't got there yet. You will get it. So this is a very interesting sentence, so I will read one more time. If you sleep every day, you will never get enough sleep. Because every day we are sleeping. In spite of sleeping to our content, next day again sleep comes. So, if you sleep every day, means even if you sleep every day, you will never get enough sleep. So, when you feel sleepy, make an effort to reach the place where there is no sleepiness. You need to make an effort to reach the place where there is no sleepiness. And then you will need no more sleep. Get up and walk up and down. Keep your attention at the spot where the air touches when you breathe in and out. If you keep it fixed on this spot with full effort, at some time you will find the place of no sleep. If you keep it fixed on this spot with full effort, at some time you will find the place of no sleep. There is no I won't find it. There is no I won't find it. Don't say I won't find it. There is only a I haven't got there yet. I haven't got there yet. So he's saying, if you haven't found a place where there is no sleep, you need to continue your effort, because there is, and you can only say at this point of time, you haven't got it yet. But you will get it. Continue with your effort. You will get it. See the encouraging words of a teacher who practiced, who mastered it, who got the siddhi of it and he is teaching. So obviously his words are very effective. So that's the reason why I thought I should read and share, at least to this extent I can. On page 66. Then there will be an end to sleeping. Work. Fix your attention firmly on the spot as I just instructed you. And when your limbs ache, no. The only way out of this is to get to a place where there is no pain. Now, if the discomfort becomes very intense, is it too difficult then? It is not difficult. Don't worry about all this. Simply keep your attention on the spot. Put it back on the spot. Don't allow it to go away. If it runs away, you will never get to the place I just told you about. So here he is again emphasizing not to let the mind go away in any case, because you will never be able to get to that spot where there is no sleep if you let go. Again, I will read this. When we feel sleepy, we say, this is good. Now I want to find the place where one does not feel sleepy quickly. When you feel sleepy, we say, then we have to say as part of the meditation, this is good. Now I want to find the place where one does not feel sleepy quickly. So when I find myself sleepy, when I am practicing a meditation, when I recognize I am feeling sleepy, now I say, okay, this is good. Now I need to find the place where it is not sleepy. Then there will be an end to the sleeping. Work. Fix your attention firmly on the spot as I just instructed you. And when your limbs ache, no. The only way out of this is to get to a place where there is no pain. You have to tell yourself, I am having pain in my knees. The only way is to get to know the place where there is no pain. Not just simply to run away. That's what he's saying. Now, if the discomfort becomes very intense, is it too difficult then? It is not difficult. Don't worry about all this. Simply keep your attention on the spot. So he's saying even if pain is recognized, ignore that and focus your attention on the spot. Put it back on the spot. Don't allow it to go away. Means don't allow the attention to go away from the spot. If it runs away, you will never get to the place I just told you about. If the attention runs away from the spot, you will never get to the place where it does not hurt anymore. So that knowledge where there is no pain will never be got. So at all cost, you must focus on the spot, your observation. Page 68. The disciples of Buddha attained the goal because their power of effort was great. The disciples of Buddha attained their goal or aspiration because their determination, the power of effort was great. Keep your attention on this small spot. If your limbs ache, work so that you reach the state where there is no aching. When you are drowsy, work so that you reach the state where there is no drowsiness. Good. Establish effort and meditate. work to make an end to all suffering. So I'll repeat the last sentence of this chapter. The Way to Ultimate Calm book, and work without wavering. What is work without wavering? That's what he's explaining here. Work without wavering. Keep your attention on the small spot where the breath touches on the upper lip. If your limbs ache, work so that you reach the state where there is no aching. When you are drowsy, work so that you reach the state where there is no drowsiness. Good. Establish effort and meditate. Virya. Effort is virya. Unwavering. Continuity. In spite of all hardships. Okay. And meditate. Work to make an end to all suffering. Work to make an end to all suffering. Then there is a chapter called To Light a Fire. To light a fire. Do you know for sure that right conduct and insight and wisdom constitute the path to release from suffering? Sayadaw is asking, do you know for sure that right conduct and insight and wisdom constitute the path to the release from suffering? So he's asking a question. We should interpret easily from this. The right conduct and insight, understanding and wisdom constitute the path to the release from suffering. On page 81, as you know for yourself how to attain this happiness, the actions of body, speech and mind will always be in harmony with the cause of attaining Nibbana. You will act with joy as your base. So it's a wonderful sentence because what we call as integrity of body, mind and speech is to be practiced, we say. And I found in this sentence one other additional word qualifying that, which I found was very helpful. So that's why I highlighted this. As you know for yourself how to attain this happiness. How do we attain happiness as per what has been explained so far? When the attention is on the spot where the in and out breath is touching on the lip, on the spot, and one is aware of the in and outgoing breath, because there are no other thoughts of greed, anger and ignorance, one is naturally happy. This is our understanding so far. He says, as you know for yourself how to attain this happiness by fixing your awareness on the spot, the actions of body, speech and mind will always be in harmony. Will always be in harmony with the cause of attaining Nibbana. That is what I found as interesting. So, when integrity with the cause of attaining Nirvana, that I think is a very interesting and useful qualifying word. Means body, mind, speech or integrity is needed. Of course, I also say every time. Integrity or we say moral conduct. But here it's saying it is in harmony with the cause of attaining nirvana or the knowledge. So this integrity, supposing I speak falsehood, then I do falsehood, then I do false. They may be uniform in integrity with each, but it is not in conformity with the cause that leads you to nirvana or happiness. So that integrity is useless. So we are looking at that integrity of body, mind, speech, which will lead to, which will always be in harmony with the cause of attaining nibbana. You will act with joy at your base. So there is a fundamental joy from which we function, because all our body, mind, speech is in tune with the cause that, in harmony with the cause of attaining nirvana or a continuous happiness. Very interesting context. Again on page 82, Sayadaw. To establish your attention thus is effort, viriya. To establish your attention thus is effort. That is effort, viriya. When you fix your attention on one object and no other object enters your mind, and your attention is stable, you reach viriya iddhipada. Viriya iddhipada. We already mentioned that. Because the teachings are so extensive, you may think it tiresome to practice them, because there are varieties of teachings. How many will you practice? So you may feel it tiresome. That is why I instruct you in this way, that you can reach the goal quickly by following this, fixing your attention on one object of sensation of breath. So that is what he is saying here. So you don't try too many things, just try on focusing with the breath. That's what he is saying here. If one establishes effort only for one split second, the viriya iddhipada arises. If one establishes effort only for one split second, the viriya iddhipada arises. Means unwavering attention for even for a brief moment, a split second. Then this energy of effort arises. It excludes worry, fear and greed, and there is happiness. Once the fixation of, once fixing our mind with this one object is successful, then it removes the worry, fear and greed, and there is happiness. We already discussed these points earlier. Now on page 92, now what are these aspirations you are going to fulfill? There are the different forms of bodhi. There are different types of understanding, he says. Different forms of bodhi. Bodhi means the penetrative understanding of the Four Noble Truths. Bodhi means the penetrative understanding of the Four Noble Truths. Four Noble Truths, there is suffering, there is a cessation of suffering, there is a cause for these sufferings, there is a cessation for suffering, and there is an eightfold path. If you follow, the cessation will occur in your life. These are the four. This one needs to realize. One will get a penetrative understanding of the Four Noble Truths. If you establish effort, saying that you want to get it, you can fulfill all your various aspirations for bodhi right now. This is not ordinary. So he's saying, if you establish effort, saying that you want to get it, if you establish effort, saying that you want to get it, you can fulfill all your various aspirations for bodhi right now. Because our deficiency is that we are not able to come to that single-pointed commitment and fixing with the object. That's what he said. Then there is a chapter on power of forbearance. Forbearance. On page 100, yes. Remember just this. Don't worry about anything else. If you look into this book or that book to see what they say, then your own practice will suffer. Just practice forbearance. If you exert yourselves in this one thing, you can achieve anything. Practicing forbearance, because there will be many hindrances. People will say so many things, so many objections will come. So many people will dislodge you from the path you are in by either discouraging or hurting, etc. But he says, you commit to that and then do not deviate. Just because somebody came and interrupted you, you give up your practice and go to fight with them. That don't do. Instead, you bear with it, even though it may look that you are being hurt, but it is for your long-term benefit because you gain excellence or parami, kshanti parami, forbearance. So you have mastered forbearance. So you have committed and you continue with it. Once you qualify for that, one of the 6 paramis, then you get knowledge. So he says, give importance to mastering the forbearance and not attacking the fellow who has caused you, who was this incident or circumstance that have caused you trouble. Don't try to even alleviate the trouble that you are having. Endure them because it will give you mastery of one of the dimensions and requisites for enlightenment, which is forbearance. Then there is some story of Mahakassapa and the Sakra or Sakka, Dhamma Asoka's younger brother, another story. Mahosadha and the king Videha, another story. Don't destroy yourselves. This is on page number 109. Sayādaw. Only if the mind is serene can we attain samadhi. Samadhi means concentration. Only if the mind is serene can we attain samadhi. And only if there is samadhi can we really understand. The Buddha preached samahito yatha bhutam. Samahito yatha bhutam. But this you know very well. And not just one aspect of it, but all the different aspects. If we fulfill our duties in the way we just mentioned, we fulfill sila. We means moral conduct. We will be happy. If we do this, it is easy to attain samadhi. If we are happy, and samadhi is yatha bhutam, as things really are. As things really are. So only if the mind is serene can you attain concentration. And only if there is concentration can we really understand the reality. That's what he is emphasizing here. So keeping the mind serene is most paramount. Then here on page 113, Sayādaw. No, sorry, let me go back to page 113, Sayādaw. Then can we say that you are equal to the cow? It is true. You all have parami, means good qualifications, merits. What are you deficient in then? You need effort. Viriya means a man is better than a cow, he has got more paramis. So, what is lacking is only viriya or effort. Do you hear? What is effort? It means to determine, hey, I shall work. With this attitude, nothing is difficult. Yes, what you need is effort, determination. You know that, of course. Will you find things difficult if you make the following determination? I shall establish effort that is equal to the effort put forth by the disciples of the Buddha. Will you find things difficult if you make the following determination? He is asking. What is the determination? I shall establish effort that is equal to the effort put forth by the disciples of the Buddha. Even a cow could do it. So what he is saying is, if you come to the determination that I will put the effort equal to the effort put by the original disciples of the Buddha, you will also get an enlightenment. That is what he is saying, emphasizing the importance of effort. Then continuing, her mind was one-pointed through metta. If we practice in the same way, won't we become even more tranquil than this cow? He is talking about the love between a cow and its calf. How, when they are separated for some time, and then again the cow finds the calf and it feeds the milk to the calf. The story says that a hunter shot a spear at that time, but the spear fell down because there was a protection created around the cow because it had exceeded its loving kindness. So he says if you have goodwill and loving kindness for people, people won't be inimical to you. That's what is the moral it is saying. It means others' enmity towards you will go down. There is a nice example given here. But we need to look at just Sarve Jana Sukhano Bhavantu, may everybody be happy. So that kind of good wishes to everybody may we radiate so that it in fact protects you, because then they will start thinking less inimical towards you. If we reach the necessary calm and are able to maintain it, won't we be able to practice right action? If we are calm, can we not practice right action? Once purity of action is established, we can proceed to concentrate on the touch sensation of the breath at the nostrils. Can't we attain understanding in this way and proceed to fulfill our aspirations for awakening? So the point he is saying is practice perfection of sila, and then it lead to concentration, and then perfection of concentration will lead to understanding and will fulfill our aspirations for awakening. Then on page 117, be mindful of the present continuously. If you can keep on knowing the present for 24 hours at a stretch, the good results will be evident. If you cannot be mindful of what is taking place at every moment continuously, you will fail to notice what happens in a flash of lightning and find yourself on the dead side. So what he is saying is that when the flash of awakening occurs to you, you will not be able to recognize it if you are deviating without having focus of attention. That's what he means here. Be mindful of the present continuously. Means when the breath is touching, that is the present. So be aware of it continuously. If you can keep on knowing the present for 24 hours at a stretch. So this is the exercise he is giving. Be present for 24 hours at a stretch. The good results will be evident. Then the real result starts coming and you will know for yourself. If you cannot be mindful of what is taking place at every moment continuously, you will fail to notice what happens in a flash of lightning and find yourself on the debit side. And the continuous practice of this contemplation eliminates the notion of atta or self. The continuous practice of this contemplation of the awareness of the breath eliminates the notion of atta or self, individual self, and produces a clear vision or knowledge. This benefit is a result of momentary contemplation. Do not think it is not much. Do not think that nothing is known, that no benefit accrues during meditation. So this is what he is saying. Don't think that by meditation nothing comes. Even though it occurs in one momentary, that is the knowledge. That is the knowledge, a liberating knowledge. The continuous practice of this contemplation eliminates the notions of atta or the self and produces a clear vision of knowledge. The benefit is the result of momentary contemplation. Do not think it is not much. Do not think that nothing is known, that no benefit accrues during meditation. Such benefits can be gained only during in a good time, and so on and so on. Only during the Buddha Sasana. While meditating, forget about food and other necessities. Strive with diligence for progress in gaining the insight that will end in realization of knowledge of the path, magga jnana, knowledge of the fruition state, phala jnana, and nibbana. While meditating, forget about food and other necessities. Strive with diligence for progress in gaining the insight that will end in realization of knowledge of the path. Magga jnana means knowledge of the path, knowledge of the fruition state, phala jnana or phala gnana, and nibbana or nirvana. So the emphasis is obviously on trying to gain that continuous awareness of the present, where there is a sensation of breath incoming and outgoing and the spot. I think we have a few more, we will continue. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.